Hello and welcome to another one of Optics Trade Reviews. We have an open reflex red outside made by Holosun here, the 507C model that has been on the market for a while now. Holosun is a red outside manufacturer with headquarters in the US and production facilities in China. They manufacture red outsides, lasers, and now from 2019 onwards, magnifiers as well. And I'm pretty sure that their offer of products will expand in the future. All their products are great value for money, and the quality of optics and materials used can be compared with that used for Japanese and European products. The company was founded in 2013 and has grown enormously over the years. So they are famous not only for their affordable optics, but also for implementing plenty of innovative solutions to their devices, such as solar cells on the housings, radicals available in different colors, the ability to switch between a dot and a circle dot, titanium housings, and so on. And because of their success, they started cooperating with many companies. One of the most famous ones is Primary Arms, an American optics manufacturing company. Together they've launched a red outside, parallel red outside, so a small tube version with an ACSS reticle. What about this one? So this is 507C. You can see that it's an open reflex type sight. This sight in particular, so this type, is mostly used on handguns, but it can also be fixed on all rifles out there that have a Picatinny rail on top, since it comes with a fixed mount for the Picatinny standard. What about the reflex series made by Holosun? So we have a bunch of models in this series. We have, most of them are using this compact form factor, such as this one. This is the 507. We also have the 407 model, and now from 2019 onwards we have the 508T model, which is very similar to this one but uses a titanium housing, and a 509T is also scheduled for release, but it is not available yet. That one is similar but is enclosed from both sides, offering even greater protection against rain, dust, and so on. The green version of this sight has also been announced, but it's not yet available on the market. And I also saw some of these at SHOT Show with gold illumination, so they were showing prototypes there. We can expect those to be released as well. In the reflex series we also have bigger models like the 510C and the 512, but those are of course of the bigger form factor. This one in particular is 45 millimeters long, 28 millimeters wide, and 30 millimeters high without the adapter. So without the adapter, with the adapter the height is increased by a few millimeters. The weight is 42 grams, and with the adapter the overall weight is increased to 69 grams. Even though this is a compact red dot, it is not as compact as some red dots made by Noblex, Shield, Vortex, and others. If we take Noblex Sight C, for example, it is twice as light as 507C. So even though it's an open reflex red outside, it is a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier. It is, however, much more robust than other typical open reflex sights. If we take a look at this frame, for example, it is quite thick and quite wide. So I would say that this sight is much more durable and the lens is much more protected. And it is still of the standard size, so at 23 millimeters of width it is still not small or anything, it is quite standard. What about the footprint found on the bottom? So this is the same footprint as the one on Trigicon RMR. Not the most common standard out there, but there are still some of available mounts offered by renowned European mount manufacturers and other mount manufacturers available for this footprint. I would say that the specialty is also that this sight is made out of CNC milled 7075 aluminum alloy, which is a really strong alloy and stronger than the standard 6061 aluminum alloy found on most red outside made by Holosun. So really strong aircraft grade aluminum used for this one. What about the numbers? So the 507 The 5 basically indicates that this sight has gives user the ability to switch between a 2 MOA dot and a circle dot. So a 2 MOA dot and the circle dot consists of 2 MOA dot and a 32 MOA circle. But it also gives the user the option to switch to circle only. So it has 3 radicals basically. They call this the switchable radical, I think. Then the second number 0 usually indicates standard accessories. There is no quick detachable mount and so on. And the third number basically suggests that this is a sight from the Reflex series of Holosun. Well, now we've gotten to the letters. The only letter found here is the letter C, which indicates that there is a solar cell on the housing. It's right here on top of the frame. The battery used is CR2032. It's underneath here, so the battery is below the sight. This compartment can be opened with a tool found in the box. Just give me a second to get the tool out of the box. So it's this tool right here. You do need it if you wish to open this. I will not open it now, but you can see how it works. Not the best way, since you always need this tool to change the battery. Also, you will have to re-zero the sight every time you change the battery. But okay, so this might be one of the disadvantages of this sight. Every Holosun model that has a solar cell gives user the option of switching between the auto mode and manual mode. In auto mode, the intensity is set automatically based on the ambient lighting. So the brighter it is, the brighter the ambient light, the stronger the dot. In the manual mode, you can set the intensity yourself. What I find interesting is that with this sight, you can switch between circle dot, dot and circle only in both modes. So even in auto mode, that is possible. On most devices that I know made by Holosun, you had to switch to manual mode to make these changes. So this is a welcome change. We also have the screws for the adjustment of elevation and windage. Both are of the counterclockwise type. What I found interesting is that these screws produce clicks. So you will not need any additional tools for zeroing except for this universal tool that can also be used to open the battery compartment. The clicks are 1 MOA. This is around 3 centimeters on 100 meters and around 1.5 centimeters on 50 meters. If you look closely, there are holes on each side of the device. What are these holes for? So basically they work as drains if it is raining. The water that falls, so the rain usually gets trapped here in between the diode and the lens, but not with this side, because the water is basically going to flow through these holes and it won't accumulate here in between this place. A very, very nice solution made by Holosun. So this is when I say that they're really known for innovative ways of working on their red dot sights. Holosun promises up to 50,000 hours of battery life with this one, as usual. The objective lens is tilted, as with all their sights and with most red dot sights on the market today. You can read more about what this basically does on the frequently asked questions on the Holosun's website. This one is listed as first. It is IP67 protected, meaning complete protection against dust and protection up to 1 meter of submersion in water for half an hour. What about the illumination and the optical quality? So there are 12 illumination intensity levels to choose from, as with I think all Holosun red dot sights on the market. So you have enough levels for all ambient lighting, so for daytime brightness, and 2 lowest are even night vision device compatible. Then the buttons for controlling the illumination are here on the side. Not that ergonomic since they're quite small. You might have to use your nail, and if you have bigger fingers especially, to switch between each individual level. If we look through, it's now a little bit difficult to see, but there is some blue tint that is limited to the upper part of the lens. I already mentioned that you have the ability to switch to MOA dot, circle dot, and circle only. It operates on 1x magnification, making it possible for the user to look comfortably through with both eyes open. And it also has the shake awake function, so meaning that if you leave it stationary for a while, the dot will power off to preserve battery life, and when you move it, it will turn back on and you'll be ready to shoot. Or simply, so it has two functions. Either it preserves battery life, or it will make you being able to shoot right away if you let it stay somewhere for a while. Scope of delivery. I already opened this box here. Here you already could see that this is the fixed adapter for the for the Trigicon RMR footprint, so fixed mount for the Picatinny rail. It is screwed on with screws, which I removed so that I can show it to you easier what the footprint looks like. Some extra screws. You also get a tool for operating the battery and for making adjustments to the windage and elevation. Then here we have a lens cloth as well, and as with every Holosun sight, also the instruction manual. I'll just show it to you. Here you also have the instructions of how to install the 507C on some of the slides found on pistols. Okay, hex key, and that's basically it. It comes in this box that is filled with foam, so that you can transport the sight if you wish, without it getting damaged or bumped against something. And that's basically it as regards the scope of delivery. The price of this sight is around 370 euros, and the warranty is 5 years on the material and 3 years on the electronics. This is, of course, as every Holosun product, this one too is made in China. But they are one of the companies that break the stereotype that all of the Chinese products are of low quality. Okay, so let's go through some positive points and some negative points, or with other words, some advantages and things that need improvement. This is one of the most robust open reflex red dot sights on the market. It has a thick frame with a window that is still big enough, and I think that this really is recoil proof and designed for harsh conditions, so you cannot go wrong if you're looking for a durable, robust red dot sight of the open reflex type. The ability to switch between reticles is nice. Then the 12 illumination intensity levels, enough for all lighting conditions. The solar cell drastically decreases the battery drain in auto mode, which is also nice. And the elevation and windage screws produce clicks, so you do not need any additional tools as you need with some other open reflex red dot sights when you zero them. What I think could be disadvantages when it comes to this sight is that some might find it quite big. It's quite big for an open reflex sight, so, and twice as heavy as, for example, Noblex Doctor Sight C. Then the tint in the upper part of the lens. Also the battery compartment on the bottom, which you need a specific tool to open the compartment, and the need to re-zero the sight each time you change the battery. And the buttons, which are not as ergonomic, but it's difficult to produce bigger buttons on an open reflex. It's already small. They had to make them smaller, but you will have some problems if you have bigger fingers. You'll have to help yourself with the nail. Okay, so to make a conclusion, this is a great, durable, open reflex red dot sight, perfect for mounting on a pistol. Might be bigger and heavier than its competition, but well, bigger size and weight can also be looked at as assets instead of disadvantages when it comes to red dots. Like this video if you found it useful. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you have any. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our other videos on red dot sights. We have more of them on our YouTube channel, and see you next time. Bye!